First and foremost, I want to disclaim that LX Sniper is not an official member of the FGC tournament scene, although I have enjoyed fighting games all of my life and I always will to this day. This video will allow me to say some things, however, that many of the FGC cannot. And if you are a member of the fighting game community who happens to stumble upon this video, thank you for being here and thank you for watching. Now I will start by saying, for those who are unfamiliar with who I am, that self-reflection is one hell of a thing. Now I'll be the first to admit that I've said a lot of things that were out of place, and I'll be the first to admit that I've crossed a lot of lines. But the one thing that I appreciate about the people over here at LX Nation is that the people are not afraid to voice their opinions, and they're not afraid to call even me out on my actions. My content has always been unfiltered and open for all viewers to voice their opinions, negative and positive. With that being said, I did my research on the target demographic of people who I thought would enjoy my content. And one of the first names that came to mind is this guy who I've referenced in a previous video. A man that I actually had great respect for providing the people free entertainment that you won't find on modern day television. There will be videos and memes of me all over the internet, dedicated channels of me all over the internet, of me getting my ass whooped. I operate differently, and that's no shade at that man, because I respect what he does. Without him, he wouldn't have given you guys the blueprint on how to make it out here. You people always want to focus on the losses, and not focus on the fact that dude got on cable television. And what the fuck are you doing? In other words, I've always shown respect, both publicly, privately, and more importantly, monetarily. And to this day, I don't regret a single cent that I've spent, because this was an investment, okay? An investment to get a front row seat to watch a man's own self-destruction. Let me explain clearly why this video is being made. It is because after this show of respect, Low Tier God repaid me with disrespect. And that's just something that you do not do. It was then when I realized that while I may go a bit too far sometimes in my content, if I continue to go further down that rabbit hole, what I'll turn into is a sociopathic, pathological, racist traitor. In other words, I turn into Low Tier God. And when I ask myself this question, what would I rather be? Low Tier God? Or I'd rather be LX Sniper? And living inside the skin of that man would be the worst nightmare of my life. What turned into a friendly banter of shit talking has now turned into the end of Dale Emmanuel Wilson, aka Daluan Sparrow, aka Low Tier God's YouTube career and his acting career as we know it. Because the last thing that you want to do is turn me into your enemy. It's one thing to talk about my sub count versus yours, and right now at the moment I'm at about 10K. But let's not forget what happened at the time that you were at 10K yourself. Once this video is over with, you'll clearly understand that LX Sniper is not a bullet that you can just deflect like Luke Cage. Because this time around, I decide to load my sniper rifle with Judas bullets. Because your disrespect towards me has now created war. And the only weapon that I really need is a mirror. To show you, Dale Emmanuel Wilson, the ugly truth about the man that you see in your own reflection. The content that I give you guys first and foremost is for the sake of entertainment. And I'm sure you guys all understand that. But where I was wrong is that I thought Low Tier God was providing the same entertainment for the people. But then what I realized is that Dale Emmanuel Wilson, Daluan Sparrow, Low Tier God is not an act. It's all the same person. What you see over the internet is exactly who he is as a human being. Underneath that smooth, muscular, peanut butter God complex exterior is a man whose spirit smells like the stench of fecal matter. A frail, skinny, insecure pipsqueak of a man who had it easy in high school but realized that he couldn't transition into adulthood because he had to face the harsh reality that nobody gives a damn about you. Low Tier God is a traitor to his own people. He's turned his back on the very ethnicity that the Creator gave him, and more so to the color of the people who made him what he is today, black people. What I want to say to any melanated man of color, especially American, who watches his content, that this is what he really thinks of you, just for being a black man in America.
We get it. You're a nigga. We get it. We can't do business with niggas. That nigga's out of my shit because he's black. So I'm going to go extra hard on him because he's a nigga. And this is why people don't do business with blacks. This is why when we get our bread, we do business with the Jewish and everything like that. We got white lawyers, everybody. We don't trust niggas. I'm doing all my business with niggas that aren't black. Period.
Daluan Sparrow, it has to be crushing on the inside to know that no matter how many bench presses you do, no matter how many banned substances you take, you still have to deal with the reality that you are exactly the thing that you hate the most. A black man living in America. But what's even worse is that at your core, you really are the most despicable human being that the internet has ever seen. Promoting animal torture and insulting the physically disabled. Now look, it's one thing to roast someone for things about themselves that they have the power to change. But to personally insult someone like Broly Legs for a medical condition that they were born with, something that they had no fucking control over, that's just downright inhumane and inconsiderate to all of the mentally and physically challenged men, women, and children.
I don't give a fuck what match he posted. Motherfucker's a fucking worthless human being. Worthless piece of specimen. He could put whatever the fuck he wants. No one gives a fuck about no goddamn Broly Legs. Stop even saying legs. Just call, why even call him Broly? The fuck out of here. That's a disgrace to DBZ. Give a fuck about this ugly slobbering ass motherfucker put on Twitter. No one gives a fuck about that slobbering ass motherfucker. So who gives a goddamn? If you want to talk shit, then you can get clowned like you're an actual full human being. So no, I don't give a fuck about some disgusting deformity talking shit. That's all he can do is talk. I don't give a fuck what he's saying. I blocked his disgusting, slobbering, flaky-headed ass already. I'm not gonna give that mutant the satisfaction. This motherfucker's life is playing Street Fighter. Like, there's absolutely nothing else he can do but play Street Fighter. And you think I'm gonna go ahead and feed into his slobbering life? Fuck that.
This kind of energy that you're putting out into the universe is just downright vile and despicable. What kind of new age black would make fun of a person who's had thoughts of if he had a wish, one wish that could come true, it would simply be to just be a normal human being that can walk and talk like you and me. Not even money, nothing can give you these kind of gifts of life. And your ideology of new age black is basically taking these smallest gifts of life given to us by the Creator for granted. And that's something that I personally cannot stand for. The thing that's most entertaining about you, Dale, is the delusions of grandeur that you actually have about yourself are actually true. Now don't get it twisted. I absolutely believe that you have to be your biggest fan. But also too, you also have to be your own biggest critic. And that's where you fall short every single time. This is displayed by the constant videos of you rage quitting, all of the public embarrassments you've received against pro players in tournaments. But the sad part about all of this is that you actually believe that you can segue all of what you've done on the internet so far into an acting career. Dude, the truth of the matter is that you live in Southern California, one of the most competitive markets in the country, if not the most competitive market in the country. Because you're in Hollywood, nigga. If you can't make it there, you're not gonna make it anywhere. And just for an example, let's say that you and Michael B. Jordan just happen to be at the same movie audition. Guess who they're gonna pick first? Let me give you a clue. It won't be you. Because even if you were to be seriously considered for an acting role, nigga, these agents do their background checks, you know? And what they're gonna see when they type in the name Dale Emmanuel Wilson or Daluan Sparrow is videos like mine, exposing the truth behind the human being that they're considering added to the payroll. In other words, Daluan Sparrow, this video is gonna be here to remind you and all of the casting agents who happen to stumble upon this that you'll never have a chance in Hollywood. And it's all your fault. You have the nerve to call yourself a new age black, but the truth is that you're a new age bitch. When I look at other notable black figures in your field, such as Mike Ross, Problem X, Smug, Snake Eyes, Sonic Fox, the list goes on and on. Those are the black men out there putting in the work, traveling the world, and living their best life. If there's anyone who should be considered to be new age blacks, it should be them. While you're sitting here cooped up in your little 3x5 tool shed bedroom, doing the same tired ass streams, leeching money off of people who have unfortunately fell victim to you trying to fulfill your narcissistic dream of being a cult-like leader while convincing yourself that you're bigger than what you really are. Let me tell you something, dude. You might be 6'5" on the outside, Dale, but the truth is that you're only 5'2" on the inside. And you have to deal with that. And to further prove my point, you lost out on the love of your life, Elena, by skipping your anniversary to pursue a dream in the FGC by going to EVO to win a tournament or the network, only for you to lose in pools, lose your girlfriend, and then lose your damn mind by breaking your copy of Street Fighter V.
What the hell is your problem? You gotta be fucking kidding me. Ain't nobody prioritizing shit. It's a goddamn couple of days at EVO. You didn't even read what they tell you. What, on Instagram? I did read about the whole Valentine's Day thing and all that. Why would you block me on Instagram? You're just acting way too extra for no fucking reason. Okay, but it's not about forgetting. Usually Evo is in fucking July. The only reason you even bringing up that shit is for the simple fact that I'm going to goddamn Evo. I don't know why you would do this a day before. What? What? You're fucking inconsiderate ass fucking child?
It was at that point you realized you lost everything. Watching you complain about her on social media clearly shows that Elena exposed you for being something that you're not. Mentally untouchable. You ostracized yourself from the FGC from your antics, and you chased away your own girlfriend because you're a miserable waste of human flesh, and you project that hatred to anyone that's around you, both online and offline. You're the type of man who's afraid to face another man who's not afraid to die. This is why you've always looked at me as a threat. Because instead of making me your ally, you made the choice to make me your enemy. Because a face-to-face confrontation, I guarantee you, is something that you do not want with me. Because now when I look at you, and if I ever get the chance to look at you in the eyes, I know what I'm gonna see. And I also know what I'm not gonna see. I'm not gonna see Dale Emmanuel Wilson. I'm not gonna see Daluan Sparrow. I'm not even gonna see Low Tier God. What I'm gonna see is a broken man. A man with no friends. A convicted felon. Awful credit score. Can't even keep a girlfriend and can't maintain a social media account. And a man who's been disowned by his own family. Yeah. Even your own sister had to disown your sorry ass years ago. You're a man who's scared of the reflection of himself outside of that peanut butter exterior. Or should I say what's inside that peanut butter exterior? And if that's your idea of a new age black, count me out. And make no mistake about it, nobody watches your content to laugh with you. They watch it to laugh at you, imbecile. And I'm not done yet. While you're sitting there boasting to yourself about how much money you're swindling away from your customers and using that money to buy the latest Yeezys and to go along with your Michael Kors purses, I've been out here making grown man moves, getting my paperwork straight for this very moment. I'm here to officially announce to everyone on the internet that I now own the rights to the slogan, "Get that ass banned." Instead of you spending your money to get your legal work straight, I decided to do that for you. So not only do I own the rights to get that ass banned, but I also own the rights to the covenant and everything else that you do. So if you ever try to get the balls back to get your brand back, you have to now sit down at the business table with me. Because for every "get that ass banned" that you say in any future live streams, any donations that you extort from the black men that made you to who you once were, that all belongs to me now. And you won't get it back. And listen, and if you try to threaten me with physical violence, you will hear from my lawyers. Low Tier God, listen. If I were you, this is what I would do. When you're finished watching this video, don't even think about making a response video to me. Just turn the other cheek and pretend that this content never happened. Know that you and I can both agree then my video is not a defamation of character towards you, because you have to have character in the first place, and you don't. Just keep your fucking mouth shut and learn how to pay another black man some respect. Apologize to Viscount, and just maybe he'll find the forgiveness to give you some mouthwash to get the taste of his dick out of your mouth. Apologize to Broly Legs and all of the other disabled men and women and children who struggle with problems that you or me couldn't even comprehend. And apologize to Elena for being a piece of shit boyfriend. And apologize to your family for being a piece of shit brother and a piece of shit son. And if you can't find it within yourself to do that, I do have another option for you. Instead of putting innocent people at risk by driving on the freeway at night with the headlights off, maybe you should pray to whatever deity that you pray to that the police pull you over and make a hashtag out of you. This will be the rare exception in Black American history that all African American men can universally agree that this black life didn't matter. And I'm talking about yours. If you really have lost your smile, then why don't you spare the innocent black men and do us all a favor and eat a fucking bullet? To all of the members of the Covenant, as your new leader, I only have 3 words to say to all of you. You
dear